Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games and I'll hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Draft Day Sports College Football 2019 episode number 23. We're ready to get the first game of the season underway, but first we've got to get into recruiting for the year. Now, off camera, I went ahead and had a look at the roster. We have 20 total scholarships to offer. And I figured out what positions it is I need to fill based on need via graduation, need via weaknesses in the team. I came up with, let me see here. Give a quick count. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 players. So I have 2 additional vacancies that can end up going for wild cards, just athletes best I can get my hands on, wherever, whenever, however that works out. But I do have 18 direct needs. I need multiples at tackle, guard, and cornerback. Everywhere else is singles for those positions. Now, what I've started with here is I'm looking at all the top recruits from the state of Oregon, which of course our team is based in Oregon, so that makes perfect sense to go after them first and foremost. Because ultimately what I've decided is that last year's tactic, while scary, it worked. It really worked. And that whole going for scraps thing worked out brilliantly. I still only had 80 for a recruiting class. It was all 3-star guys that I ended up getting, not 5 and 4 stars. But I did get, 1 4-star that way the year before. And I think 1 the year prior that were just available, and I got them because nobody else was recruiting them. So it can happen. It can happen. I just didn't luck out with that this past year, anyway. So looking at that, I know it can work. I can squeeze in some 4 stars, and I think I can actually get a lot of really high-rated 3 stars. Now, last year's recruiting class was a mix. There were the guys that I went for all season long that never really totally liked me, but they were like, okay, nobody else recruited me, okay, I guess. And eventually signed for me. Quite a few of those, the ones that I got at the very beginning of the season, weren't very good. They were definitely the weaker recruits that I ended up getting at the end of the season. So there's actually a lot of top-level recruits that the going for scraps tactic actually worked quite well for. So I'm not looking to spend all of my points immediately and offer scholarships immediately. And I actually think that this group that I just grabbed here for Oregon, this might be the only ones I even look at this week. Main reason for that, if we go into the scouting reports, well, nobody is being recruited by anyone right now because recruiting's just starting. So I think I'm going to go in for each and every single one of these Oregon guys first and foremost. All out, whatever I have, and then go from there. And as others come in to recruit them, I know that I have, 0 chance. So we'll spend our points. We'll go after the biggest, the best, the brightest in the class. And actually, I never even looked to see if these guys are on my list positionally. But they are. Yeah, every one of them. Okay, now we see the significant drop starting here. So we go from a guy ranked top 750 to one in the top 1250. and these others below. So these guys I'm not going to be recruiting as hard, but I will definitely spend points. I don't think I'm going to offer any scholarships to this group yet, but we'll go ahead and spend the points as I have plenty to go for. We'll start to see if interest builds there. Let's see, we've got 10 points left. We'll get a couple interviews done. And there you go. There's our week 1 recruiting. Far from complete. But I think you'll recognize week 2, it'll start to make more sense because it's that going for scraps. All right, well, with that, we've already got our roster set. We've got everything else. Let's go back in here for a second at staff profile. No change. That's starting to get a little bit worrying that through 3 years, all we've seen is recruiting tick up to 1 complete star. So, does it just develop that slowly? Or did I stir the hornet's nest by trying to begin with a coach who is going to grow over time, and the game just doesn't function like that? I mean, is he always going to be half stars in everything but recruiting? I mean, is scouting the only thing that develops? I hope not. I hope not. I really figured I'd start to see a couple things pop up to 1 star, and maybe the recruiting pop up to 1.5 stars. I mean, we've had a decent recruiting class the last 2 years. I don't know. I am starting to get worried about that part of the game, that it does not function as I had hoped, and then we'll always be in trouble if that's the case. First opponent, the Ohio Bobcats. We will play out the game a little bit, but not for long. I would like to get into recruiting, but I want to see how the new team does. So we'll give it at least a quarter. And the season is now underway. It has kicked off. And we're going to start with the ball. We're going to return this one out of our own end zone, surprisingly, as deep as that was. Maggard brings it out 23 yards, bringing it just about to where we would have started anyway. And our first play from scrimmage for the year is Kirkwood, the freshman, 3 yards on that run. We're going to drop back to pass here on 2nd down. He gets behind his defender, but can't make the catch. He finds a way to... Oh, Stone apparently still broke it up anyway. On 3rd down, we're going to pass again. We've got a little bit of a screen there by the other wide receiver, and that little crossing pattern finds some space for Seaman, and Ware completes a pass, 16 yards on that game. You can see two of our regular names from last season there, and on 1st and 10 we get another completion, and we're moving the ball well. We're already past the 50 here as Bradley makes that catch, and we get 18 yards. The one thing I'm really excited about this season is that, well, 2 things. One, I didn't have very many seniors that were starters graduate. And 2, as we take a sack there, unfortunately, 3rd and 13 now. Our first drive looks like it may have stalled out. Oh, and that ball ends up getting intercepted. Hayden breaks up the play and somehow comes up with the ball. That was the right throw to the right receiver. He was on the inside shoulder of the defender. You know, as best as you can see from 2 little dots on a 2D surface. But he had the inside track, and the ball looked like it was placed just fine. 2nd 18 here after a penalty. Now 3rd and 11 after the 7-yard gain. And can we force a quick 3 and out here as they sweep left? He tries to cut back and ends up retreating to the line of scrimmage where Maggard brings him down. It's 4th and 11. Nice quick 3 and out. So we've looked good so far, other than that unfortunate interception that very much looked like It should have been a completion as opposed to an interception. It looked like the right play, the right throw, and then all of a sudden it was just in the defender's hand, over the top. He gets a little bit of separation. Bradley makes a catch, 10 yards, but Stone recovers enough to make the tackle. Kirkwood, short gain. New starting running back, but Gary wasn't that great anyway. That's a freshman in his place who's as good, if not slightly better than Gary was when he graduated at the end of last season. But as I was saying, didn't have a lot of seniors graduate and move on, so there weren't too many players to replace. And then I have so many good freshmen coming in that they are literally going straight into the starting lineup. Not just to replace the seniors that needed replacing, the graduating class, but taking over starting jobs from established starters, which increases our depth considerably as we get called for tripping on that one and giving Ohio the first down, unfortunately. And what did I miss? Wasn't it our ball? We punted. That's right. We had a 3-and-out as well. Ooh, defense all over him, but he still somehow makes the catch and gets exactly what he needed to get the first down on that one. And the chains move just beyond the line of scrimmage here. Fullback out to the right-hand side, gets outside of the tackle box and gains 3 yards. But there are lots of freshman starters, and that's not a bad thing. That is a super good thing. A real sign of the progress we're making in terms of recruiting, and by going for scraps last season, as scary as it was, because most of them did not join until, actually they all didn't join until literally the last second. But I got every single one of them because nobody else stepped in to recruit those players. So by getting players beyond our range, instead of getting a bunch of 2-star guys, I got a bunch of good 3-star players. I just had to wait till the last second to make it work. 3rd and 3, pass is complete. Seaman 4 yards, first down. Again, we're finding a way to move the chains. We're moving the ball better than Miami, Ohio is. Quarterback keeper on that one. Where? Good gain. Ooh. Placement a little off there, as I thought for sure he was only about a yard shy of the first, but they give it 3rd and 3. Good run there. Gabriel, through a lot of traffic, somehow gets 14 yards, but one of the Ohio players is injured on the play. Gabriel 3 yards on that one, and there's a massive difference in yardage right now between the two teams. We are really starting to open up an advantage, and could this be a win to open the season? Last season ended up pretty decent. What did we finish at? 5-7? Won 3 of the final 4 games after winning the first 2, was it? Yeah, look at the yardage. They have 17 total yards right now. We're already over 100. And counting. Into the red zone. 2nd and 7 now. Hennessy, 3 yards. Counter left. Another. Out wide to the left. He turns the corner. Gabriel 5 yards that time. 3rd and 2. If he would have kept pushing towards the corner, I think he could have gotten out a bit further. Quarterback keeper. It looked like it was an option right. It was. But Ware never pitches it. So apparently he was afraid of that ball being lost, and we get pushed into 4th down. So we have to settle for 3 points on that one, but we do get the 3 points, and we score first. So if not for an interception, that could have been our second score of the game. So if we can get another quick stop here, I mean, it's not like they haven't moved the ball, not at all. They've done a little bit, but very little. So far our defense has had its way with them. Fullback out wide left, no gain. Oh, but 1 yard, 3rd and 7 here. Sack, could it be? Yes, he's down 4th and 14. Quick 3 and out, including a sack. They lost yardage on that drive, and here's the punt by Underwood. This is one area where my team has been really weak. Camo has not done well as our punter. No return on that one. It looks like it might have been out of bounds. 38 yards is all. We're going to start from our own 40, so really good field position. The line collapses there. I thought it actually recovered, but it does not. And Roberts gets the sack there on first down. 7 yards is the loss. That hurts, but on second down, we get half of it back. Team gains 5 yards. That's all he ended up getting. I guess the markers are back to where they were. I thought they had kind of leveled that, evened that out a bit, but no. Oh, that pass was incomplete, and so we've got our own little 3 and out here. Team looks improved. They do look better. I mean, that one didn't work out. That was mostly the sack. Camo, that was better. 52 yards with no return, all the way down to the 10-yard line. Field breaks that pass up, so we've got a lot of strength. If you noticed the last episode, if you watched the last episode, it saw the working of the lineups. Almost every starter on both sides of the ball now is 80 plus, which was something we could only say about a few players on the entire roster a couple seasons ago when we had just one win. So the team is just a million miles better than the team a couple years ago, as we already get the ball past the 50 here. Pittman, 10-yard gain, first down. Looks like a little draw left, counter left, okay. 5 yards on the gain by Kirkwood. No big gains for Kirkwood yet, but if this was him, that would be a nice one right there. No, it's Gabriel. Gabriel finding his way through traffic pretty well right now. Still the second guy. And Kirkwood just kind of consistently getting about 5 yards right now. He's only got 37 total on 8 carries, but that's still not bad. Is that Gabriel again doing that? It is. Gabriel, 11 yards. So Gabriel finding his way through traffic again and again and again. Fullback this time. Britt. No, that's Hoffman. Hoffman, 3 yards. We're going to drop to pass this time. Quick pass to the receiver on the slot left side. No. Falcon, it's broken up by Hayden. Hayden back. That was the one who was injured a little while ago. So it was minor. Ooh, the cutback. I thought you should have stayed going to the right there. And Gabriel cuts back into too much traffic. Yes, there was traffic to the right, but he looked like he at least could have picked up 3-4 yards, but instead he tries to cut back left. And we again settle for a field goal, and it's 6-0. So the story of the first half so far has been we've been dominant, and yet we're only up by less than a score. Meaning Ohio very well could get back in this game in an instant. There you go. And there's a sack on first down, 2nd and 17. That's Sean Hamm, the linebacker. That is that one of the freshmen? Third and 14 now. Short dump off, incomplete, and another quick 3 and out with yardage lost. So defense really looking good so far. But like I said, all it takes is one big play, and they've got the lead. As we travel into the second quarter here, 10 minutes left in the first half. I do want to get on with the recruiting. Wide open. Go. 7 yards. Oh, he's being chased by a defender maybe. Goes all the way to the sideline. I don't see... Yeah, he's wide open. Okay. For a second, I thought maybe he was guarded and we just weren't seeing that dot. But no, he is wide open. Oh, we're glitching back here. But he is on his way to a touchdown. And there you go. The lead is more than doubled. touchdown, wide open. Defense was not set properly. Great recognition by Ware, and that was an easy score. That's Bradley, 75 yards. And we go for the kicks, so it's 13-0, and that's where I'm going to go ahead and call this. A game will sim to the end. We should cruise to victory here just from the way the first half has gone, but that doesn't mean it will happen. But we do, 32-0. Whoa, buddy. That's how far we've come. That is how far we've come. The one interception was all we got in that game. Big win to open the season. It was the first time we've been a dominant team in any way, shape, or form. The only score in the fourth quarter was a safety. That's how dominant our defense was in this game. I'd love to see 5 first downs for the entire game. Is it 1 for 14 on third? They had a total yardage of 108 for the game. 71 through the air, so they could not move the ball at all. We were just 12 for 19, but they were 11 for 24, with a major difference in yards per pass, and definitely massive difference on the ground, as we had 275 to their 37, and they were getting less than a yard per carry. Of course, sacks are part of that. Penalties, ouch. Turnovers, ouch. We fumbled the ball 3 times, lost it twice. We had 2 interceptions. The one interception we gave up already was in the first quarter. Hiller even got into the game, hopefully not because of injury, but because of the scoreline. Gabriel, even though he was our number 2 back, maybe because we got as far ahead as we did, the average ended up going Kirkwood's way, so Kirkwood was very consistent at 4 to 5 yards every touch, at least from what we saw. Hiller, also 6 attempts, 64 yards. That's your backup quarterback. So a lot of quarterback keepers. When he came in, it looks like he was in for a good while on a lot of option runs. Ware lost yardage, though. Not much of a runner, he is. Bradley, 5 catches. Seaman had 4. Perfect on field goals. Randall even took 1. And yes, from the look of this, these are backups getting playing time. The score hit a certain point. 4 points for Clark. So yeah, starters just came out, it looks like. Alright, so defense. Carr, 8 tackles. Allen, 7 tackles, but 4 for a loss with a sack. Got a couple sacks here by Cisco and Jolly. We've got Jolly with the interception and a pick 6. So our second, or one of our 2 interceptions was a pick 6. Escobar, 1 pass deflection, 1 interception. No tackles on the day, though. But I also suppose when you're a corner and who you're guarding never catches the ball, you're not going to see a lot of tackles, especially if the rest of the team's doing their job at actually wrapping their guys up. Thiel, 2 penalties, 20 yards. That's a little bit painful. Not a fan of that. Not a whole lot of pancakes on the day, but also just 1 sack allowed for the entire game. So there you go. Week 1 in the books, and we start out strong. Most of the scoring there in the second. Once we had that first score, we seemed to open the floodgates a little bit, and we picked up 2 more touchdowns there before halftime, and then just 5 points the rest of the game as the backups seem to have played possibly the entire second half. Cincinnati will be next. They won their opener. But of course, we've got some recruiting to do. Let's see the emails first and foremost. Conference awards. Jolly, Defensive Player of the Week. Nice. And there you go. There's some scouting done. Donald Lord, the center, 3-star. About average potential. So far, we're the only ones going for him, so we'll stay with him for now. And there you go. This tight end, extremely good potential, but others already going for him. I will be removing some of these guys as, again, we're going for scraps until the prestige comes up a bit and until my coaching abilities go up a bit and we can actually start beating out other teams for recruits. Really light training week. Are you kidding me? 5 players improve mostly in strength, and that's it. Alright, now recruiting can get a bit more interesting. Let's start with the targets we have. Okay, Thomas. Whew, nobody else recruiting him, or we don't know. It doesn't say anything on that yet. So we'll stay in on him for now. Interest, though, literally nothing. Brandon Thomas, report certainty is already there. Okay. Chances are not good, so there are others going in for him, so we'll revoke, remove. There's no interest. He is not interested. There we go. Okay, so we're not going to get you either. This was to be expected. There actually is some interest here. I'm going to keep him on the list for now. Same here. These guys, there is some interest. Okay, that one's not going to happen. Wait, that's not who I was just looking at. Right, I was just looking at Sandoval, wasn't I? I was. Tried to trick me, game. Tried to trick me. Okay. Let him go. Here's Watts. He may not get an offer as far down as he is, but I'm not going to worry about that, even though there is, I don't know, there's interest. We'll keep him on the list. We'll see how that goes. Interviews done. We'll do some recruiting or some scouting. Okay, there's a start. I don't need to offer a scholarship right now, though, because he is ranked quite low. And Allison, the last one, and nobody is recruiting you. So we'll get to know them. Alright, that's our targets. Now, I still have plenty of other stuff to go for, and now we can begin to break this down. So let's go by position. And we'll find first guy on the list that is not being recruited by anyone else. Only 3 5-star quarterbacks. Dang. There you go. How's the first guy? And we only need 1 quarterback. We need 1 running back. And I am far, far, far from that point where we can start picking and choosing players based on Ooh, we don't have enough points. Let's go 10. There we go. Offer. Now, I still have more left, but we are out of scouting points, so I think I'll get one more player this week. And I do need a fullback this year. Wow, only 3-star players available. There are no top fullbacks. Interesting. There you go. 10 offer. Man, that's good for this week. I'm going to do the same this week as we did last. We'll catch the beginning of the game. Ooh. Snow or is that rain? Whoa, big return to start the game. Brought down at the 40. Cincinnati moving the ball well here. Looks like it's raining. I don't know. I think that's what this funky graphic is supposed to be. Or is the field white because of snow? Cincinnati tripping penalty backs them up. 2nd and 22 now. Pass is caught. 6-yard gain is all, though. Carr brought him down immediately. They're going to drop to pass. Their line is protecting the ball really well, protecting the quarterback really well so far. We are not getting any penetration in the backcourt. And that time the receiver beats the corner. And it looks like we might be outmatched in this game as Cincinnati get a very quick score into this one. Even after that big penalty backs them up. And they moved the ball easily on that first drive for a quick 7-0 lead. First down. Kirkwood goes nowhere. 2nd down now. And dropped a pass this time. Pockets collapsing really quickly. That pass drops incomplete. Seaman feeling the pressure. Can't hang on to the ball. Looks like he tried to turn too fast and start getting it upfield. 3rd down, quick pass on the fly to the slot receiver, Pittman. He drops it as well, and it's a very quick 3-and-out. So it appears, at least early on in this game, we are massively overmatched, and Escalante is going to get the ball right at midfield on the 49-yard line to open their next drive. So they get great field penetration. We got penetration that time into the line, and Sean Hamm for the sack. Maybe this slows them down because their line had, up until that point, held on every opportunity. Casillas breaks that play up, and it's 3rd and 16. Can we get a big stop here with a short field drive? And that's dropped. 4th down. Nice. We're going to get the ball back. Okay, defense, 2nd opportunity, steps up in a big way, especially with the short field. Maggard's going to get a chance to return this one. Oh, does he take it? He's got it down to the 20, to the 10, and the score is level. Just like that. Special teams. Maggard with the touchdown. Wow. Just as it looked like we were going to get our butts handed to us today, we level the score at 7. That doesn't mean we're not going to lose big, but we will not throw up a stinker like a skunk. Kickoff there. Escalante is going to return. He had a good return out to the 40 last time. This time he brings it beyond the 30. That's still a good return on his 2nd opportunity as well. And I'm very nervous by the early stages of this game. That pass was dropped. That favors us. Sweep to the right. He's got a blocker, but the defense is all over it, and they smother him. Quick stop, 3rd and 8. Dropped pass, a little bit of penetration. No, they don't get through. He's got enough time. The receiver has to cut back to get that ball, but then he still finds separation after the catch to turn that from a near first into a comfortable first down, and now they're at midfield. So we nearly make the stop, but not quite. And again, we've got that pass covered, but the pass is complete. He even is able to turn and get another yard or two after encroachment leads to the first down, and Thompson is hurt on the play that never even happened. That was dropped incomplete. Sweep left. Coming off the block, Ham does a really good job to get separation off the block and complete the tackle at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10. They keep it on the ground. They nearly make it work, but Maggard makes the tackle, stops them for 6 yards. 4th and 4. They're going for it. Pass, right side, defender on it, but no. That's a first down, 5 yards. Russ makes the catch. Dang it. You make a stop and they still get the first down. That is frustrating when you are clearly at a disadvantage. Another encroachment penalty. What the heck is going on? Now Cincinnati, a penalty, backs it right back up. So basically offsetting penalties, and it's 2nd and 7. Again, no penetration through. The cornerback nearly comes across, but he can't bat that one out of the air. Apparently it was high enough over his head. And the pass completion that should have been an immediate tackle keeps on running, and Cincinnati scores again. 14-7. I think Cincinnati is going to score pretty big in this one. Our defense making some stops, but clearly not at Cincinnati's level. And our offense is struggling. Seaman, good game there. So our special teams, kind of the one thing keeping us in it, but their special teams is looking good too. That quick dump over the middle to the tight end. Short little over-the-top play, and it goes for 11. 1st and 10. We're going to run. Oh, he gets brought down at the line of scrimmage. Kirkwood thought he might have found some space. There was a gap opening between the center and the right guard that if he could have cut back through there, he would have had some room to run. Gabriel, 2 yards to the left side. Now again to the left, and constant penetration into the backfield by their line. So our line is getting absolutely dominated by Cincinnati in this one, and we are forced to punt. And that looks like it's going to go into the end zone. It does. 52 yards. Nice, but touchback. And at least they're not going to start with amazing field position this time. But right away on first down, they pick up 5 yards on the ground on the off tackle. 2nd down. Dropped pass. That's going to be complete on the dump off to the running back in the short flat. But Cincinnati called for clipping. Apparently that's how they were able to make that little dump off work, as they clipped the defensive end there on the right side. That pass is dropped. It's 3rd and 17. Can we make a stop here? He's got the pass, but tackle made. But Maggard called for unsportsmanlike at the end of the play, and they're given the first down. The penalty's absolutely killing us. Even when we do make a play, a little bit of penetration, he holds the ball way too long. Sack by Kevin Allen. Fumble, but recovered by the offense. Quarterback keeper this time. It looked like it was supposed to be an option right, but it completely collapsed on him, and -3 yards. And for the second time in this drive, we make a stop. At this time, no penalty. So defense stepping up. Playing better. They're trying, but they are definitely got their hands full today. It's maybe not going to be a blowout, but it does still look like Cincinnati is going to be the much better team in this one. The offense is very much overmatched. Like with as many players as we have in the low 80s, we'll do something. I mean, we'll get some yardage out of this. This isn't going to be, 40-point loss, but certainly could be a 28-point loss. We'll get one first down there, but we're barely moving the ball. 2nd and 8 here, now at midfield. Another 2-yard gain. Short gains. We've only got 26 yards total right now, and they're getting a lot of yardage through the air, and now we're going backwards. Big sack, 4th and 16. Gives us more room to punt, I suppose. We don't have to take a delay of game to find some space. Camo, don't put it in the end zone. Come on. Puts it in the end zone anyway. 57 yards. But that ball obviously runs in. Ooh, backfield penetration. He gets past him, but the strong safety, Allen, recovers, makes the tackle. Again, defense reading things well at this point. Big gain there, 17 yards, and that's first down up to the 40. Again, they're moving the ball a bit too well. Defense making some plays, like a sack there by Keith McDonald, the defensive tackle. I just don't think they're doing enough, though. It could change. Could change in the second half. But right now we are definitely getting outplayed. Oh, ouch. Bad read by the defense there. The running back already had the ball, but he was expecting a pitch. 4th and 1, though, and they punt. This time, they punt. 3rd and 1 from midfield, as well as you've been moving the ball. I would have gone for it. Even though you've got a 7-point lead, we're not moving the ball. We get a first down on that one. Yeah, I would have gone for that. I would have been aggressive. As well as you're moving the ball. 4th and 1. I trust that my line could move the line of scrimmage far enough to get a yard. Third and 10 here. This will be the last drive. And then we'll sim this one out. Check the box score. Ooh, the pitch just in time. Into all sorts of traffic, though. He really should have brought that ball to the outside towards the sideline. Instead, he runs right into a full team and gets 3 yards. 4th and 7. We punt. Escalante, no return. To the 18. Major deficit on yards. They're not moving the ball on the ground, though. But through the air, we are really struggling. Most of the time, they're getting enough time to throw. We've got a couple sacks. But we're not getting past their line very often. 2 yards there. Okay, CPU finish. And yeah, Cincinnati, 24-point win. That's right there, right in that window that I was talking about, 28 points. They were just too much for us. We got a couple scores, but they were just too much for us. You could see that. That was pretty clear. So we opened the season 1-1. That's definitely not bad. We had 11 first downs. I mean, this was not like that last game where it was an absolute blowout. We lost. We lost. I mean, they went for it on 4th a couple times, got 1. We went for it, didn't get it. Yardage, they doubled us up. But 14 of 25 passing, so it still wasn't below 50% or anything. They were just really good. 24 for 36. I mean, that's 67%. And rushing, we barely top 100. They did end up getting up to almost 200 in the end, so that was 58 attempts, though. So just 3 yards a game. I mean, defense bend, but not break. Kind of. We were intercepted one time. Both teams had fumbles, but nobody lost any of them. And yeah, outside of 7-7, we never really got into it. I mean, we cut the lead to 10 shortly before halftime. They opened it right back up. And we got back to 10 just after the in the fourth quarter. Wow, didn't see that. Yeah, Ware, decent day. 117 was his rating. Kirkwood, 32 carries, 124 yards. Dang. Gabriel, just 3 carries. What the heck happened in that game? Bradley, 5 catches. So our freshman really getting the job done there. He has become a major target. Clark, no field goal attempts on the day. Camo, decent day, about a 45-yard average. Maggard did end up getting a punt return touchdown. 82 yards. So that was one of our scores. Told you, it's special teams. That's something special this year. Pun intended. All right. Allen, 11 tackles, 3 for a loss, 1 sack, and a forced fumble. Yeah, he's stepping up in a big way this year. Carr, 8 tackles with a forced fumble. Ham, 8 tackles and a sack. Duffy, top guy, but he's been up there. He's been good, but he has not been as standout as I would expect. Casillas, 3 pass deflections. That's good. Penalties. Okay, most of the penalties we had were already out of the way. We kept it clean pretty much the rest of the game. Not a lot of pancakes in there, but also only 2 sacks allowed. They had a ton of pancakes. Jeez. Told you we were a bit overmatched. Not by a massive amount, but by a bit. Louisville Cardinals, they're up next. They are 0-1 to open the season. Got the week to finish out. But that's 2 weeks in the book. Recruiting for right now is going to be looking for those scraps. Starting to pick them up week by week. From what I've seen, other than maybe a few recruits, like those few Oregon guys, recruiting somebody all season long doesn't seem like it's going to go much of anywhere. 90-95% of what I'm going to get are the scraps. The guy's interest level is going to be a 10, a 20. It's not going to be because they were interested. It's going to be because they don't have other options. So, slowly but surely, I'm going to pick those guys up over the season. But really, I could technically wait till the final couple of weeks of the year to do my recruiting and just get everybody that's left and best recruits available, period. And that would be enough for now. But to develop those coaching skills, to get that scouting and all of that, I've got to do some work week by week. But I think recruiting is going to go a little bit faster now than it has in the past, as I can be a little bit more patient with that kind of stuff. So, week 3, Robert Howe. See, we're the only ones recruiting him, and he's got extremely good potential. He's ranked 34th. That's one of our Oregon kids. Yes, please. Or no, that's not one of our Oregon kids. That's the Puerto Rican kid, I believe. James Allison. Okay, that's the second center, wide receiver, Poland. These are the other Oregon guys. Average potential, good potential, really good potential. But he's got other offers. 6 improvements, not great, but better. Louisville coming up next. Well, anyway, that's where we're going to leave it for this episode on Decathlon Gamer. Remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.